Good morning, everybody. Just make sure all this stuff is working. Here we are. Nice. Okay. Hey, I'm Harry. I'm the CTO at Gadget, and we are a app development platform that just released a whole slew of new AI features. And so myself and my co-founder Mo, over the next weeks, we're just gonna try and build a whole bunch of stuff with all y'all, kind of in public, to get a sense of a like what you want to see from the feature or from the platform, and b kind of demonstrate what we think is sort of the future, and put our money where our mouth is, if that makes sense. So today, what I want to stream is a build of a Discord bot, and the bot is for us internally. So this is like an app that I'm not just building for funsies to demonstrate, but that we're actually going to use. It's going to kind of be as close to mission critical as you can kind of get. Let's write it down. How about Discord bot plan? And yeah, if you have any questions, if you want to interrupt or whatever, just shoot me a message in the chat. I love nerding out about all this stuff. So yeah, get right in it. So requirements. What the heck is this thing supposed to do? It's going to assist Gadget support staff with. Oh, also, if anyone is out there, I'd love it if you could confirm that the audio and video looks okay and is working right in the chat. That would be super helpful to me, just so I'm not blathering on about nothing to nobody. I'm just going to open the YouTube chat so I have it as well. Nice. Sorry, there we go. Okay. Assist Gadget support staff with collecting relevant details from customers who want to support. This is their app, trace IDs, etc. And I think so. This is something that's pretty simple. It's just in our Discord, which is freely available for the community to join here. We have these like help channels, bug channels, this kind of stuff, where users sort of file issues, and a lot of the time they don't exactly mention sort of who they are or what their app is, and it makes it hard for the support people to kind of be like, okay, who are you? How can I help you specifically? Because we can't see the code, can't see everything. We keep the Discord public because it's like helpful to have the rest of the community participate in the help, or be like, oh, I'm having this problem too, and kind of pile on. So that's why we don't use like a ticketing system or something where maybe this would be automatic, but we still need to collect this information every time. So this is the sort of first bit. And the second thing we want to do is use Gadget's new AI assistant to draft support responses. So there's a bunch of kind of small concerns here. We don't want to post automatically. We just want to help support staff answer straightforward questions quickly. So we really believe in the sort of human in the loop aspect of AI driven support, which is that Antoine, who's our main support guy, he's smart. He knows a lot more than any AI does about Gadget right now. And I trust his judgment to kind of be like, this is the right response or this is the wrong response. So while I want to make him go faster and kind of automate the boring part of his job, I still want him to have to do the interesting part of his job, which is kind of debugging, getting into the nitty gritty, sort of so on and so forth. What we also want to do is collect data on the correctness AI suggested support responses. So as Antoine does his daily job and kind of responds to tickets as they come in on Discord, if we draft sort of what the AI wanted to say about each one, and Antoine's like, yeah, that's correct, or Antoine's like, no, that's garbage, that gives us a really valuable set of training data to iterate on the AI and improve it, right? If we can kind of record every time it hallucinates or kind of was missing information and unable to be helpful, that's really good feedback for us on the product team and kind of a good like eval data set to test against and to use to try to improve the way the AI actually works. So that's the second thing. I guess maybe we'll put in here AI generated responses are shown in a private UI where support staff can approve or edit. So the idea with this would be that Antoine's able to view these. He has to have some mechanism for like being like, yeah, that's right. No, that's wrong. Oh, I want to mess with that one a little bit and post it. And then I think I'll put in here, whoops, ideally, this is as Discord native as possible. I don't really want to build a bunch of custom UI and make Antoine have to kind of have two apps open at all times. I want him to be able to do this sort of within his normal workflow where he's sort of, chilling. Because I think that'll get us the most data. It'll mean the thing's the most useful, sort of so on and so forth. And this is about as far as I've gotten, to be honest. So like on the stream today, we're going to explore all this and figure out like what's the best way to actually build this, because I'm not entirely sure. I did a bunch of reading about this sort of Discord API over the past few days, and I think that the ideal thing to use would be this Discord ephemeral messages. What this is like a secret message that a bot can send to a user in a thread or in a channel or whatever, which is very convenient because what we could do is send a secret message to Antoine on each thread to say like, oh, you can post this if you want. But the problem is, as far as I know, you can't send ephemeral messages at any time. You need the Discord user to invoke something that sends the ephemeral message in response. So ideally, we would just have the bot kind of running in the background, auto-responding to every incoming message with this secret message, presenting the kind of draft content, and then Antoine can just kind of like approve or whatever. But we can't do that because of this stupid thing. I like hunted around in the forums and stuff, and from what I understand, this is for abuse prevention, but I don't quite get that because like I'm in control of my own Discord server. I'm in control of what bots I add. If I don't like the ephemeral messages the bots are sending, can't I just kick the bot out? Like why is this easy to abuse? But such is life, I suppose. I don't get to decide the Discord requirements, so that's baloney. And I think what we should probably just start with is a slash command anyways. And so Antoine can kind of be like slash auto reply or something like that. And he'll get a draft that he can work on. And that'll let us like build it all out. But I'm still kind of unsure of if that should be the main interface, just because it feels kind of clunky, or if we should do something else. So I think like implementation plan is the next thing we need to do is they have a to-do list in here. Quick actions to-do list. No. Well, that's the next app we should make is a quick to-do list. How about that? Let's do slash command to trigger generation of an auto reply. Sends ephemeral message to support staff. Ephemeral message has controls for editing, auto posting, or I guess Antoine, if he wants to edit it, could copy paste it. That kind of sucks, but auto posting, I guess, or being dismissed to edit or staff copy paste. That kind of sucks, but let's start with that. And then for the other requirement, here maybe we'll say this is A, this is B, this is for B. For A, I think we have the same problem where like someone posts a new thread like in the Discord here. This person's under DDoS attack. I don't think they are actually. I wish I could kind of ask them privately or have the bot ask them privately, like, what app are you using? What trace ID is relevant here? Gadget has this like, let's see here, trace ID kind of functionality that shows you sort of which individual request concerned an error or what have you. But I don't know if I can ask about the trace ID or the current app name privately, right? Like the user would have to be like /identify or something in order to trigger this private message or this ephemeral message to get sent to them. So like that just stinks again. I think I could DM them, but that's also kind of confusing. Like they're not going to see the DM in context. Like if I, how do I make a new post here? Ideally, I'm like blah, 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 blah. And then I post this, and then I guess maybe I'd like see a DM immediately. I don't know. The other thing I was thinking is like maybe what we want is a sort of OAuth situation, like where instead of every time, here, make a new section over here called questions. Do we want to ask every time or only once? Like every time, or what I mean by this is we need to, for each ticket, we need to identify which app, which trace IDs, whatever they're talking about. But people have multiple apps, or they even have multiple accounts with Gadget, right? Some people use it both professionally and personally, or they're working with, say, 5 different Shopify merchants, and those 5 different Shopify merchants have 5 different apps on 5 different accounts. So I don't think we can assume that, here, I'll write this, and assume that the identity of the last ticket is the same for the next ticket. But maybe we could like be like, are you still this person? Again, that seems like such an annoying DM to send every time. I guess we could just ask out in the open. Discord. So what I think would be dope is if bots could invoke /commands. Oh, but I bet you that ephemeral messages don't get shown. You can't say who they're shown to. It's only the person invoking the /command, I bet. Like I can't send it. Yeah, the user who invoked the interaction. So I think there's straight up no way for me to show it to someone else. Okay, I guess that means it has to be out in the open, right? Like I'll make a post. Yeah, see, this is exactly the problem we're trying to solve. Is Antoine's out here just gathered in details. Right, and this person helpfully provided it right away. Okay, I guess maybe we'll just have to ask it out in the open. Or maybe what I could do is put a message here with a link to a UI where the user's able to go fill in their app and their trace IDs. Yeah, let's do that. And that way it's sort of private. They don't have to feel weird about disclosing their stuff. They can kind of, yeah. Nice. And then I guess Antoine will have to be able to see it somehow, though. I feel like Discord is not exactly the right platform for this, but alas, you can see it's going pretty good in here. Like we've got a lot of people. People seem to like it. I don't know. I'd love to hear what y'all think if you're out there. Discord is going to be a good support system for us long term. Okay, I'm just going to do it in the open for now, and then cry about it later because I don't think there's really any other option. And I think for this question, it still applies, but the fact that it's out in the open, just like messages in the thread, means it'll be kind of weirdly annoying. I think if we say like, "Oh, are you still who you were last time?" So I think maybe the move is just to kind of in the open ask for the app ID, and then make sure that they post it, and then Antoine will just be able to see it in the thread. All right, let's start with that, and then I guess we can do the slash command. Ask out in the open who, which app, and for relevant trace IDs. Okie dokie. All right, let's get started. Let's build an app. I think that so far this is like stateless, right? Like, oh no, I guess the auto reply data stream is something that we want. Do Discord mod bots have a way to show information to mods privately? Let's ask ChatGPT. Let's ask cheap ChatGPT. Discord mod bots have the ability to tag users with information that only mods can see. Message threads. Right, view notes. Web dashboards. Why? Why are people like this? Like, doesn't every Discord community in the world have these like moderation problems where people want to be able to see extra information? Wah. But okay, this makes sense where it's like we can tag users with notes and then add a slash command for users to like invoke notes. Mod mail style bots. What does that mean? Oh, ticket system via DM. Yeah, right. That makes all the sense in the world to me for like normal support tickets that you want to happen in private, but it doesn't really meet our goal at Gadget of building a community of developers that kind of like work together, right? Like we definitely find that some of our users love helping out other people, and so we want to take advantage of that. And like we're not always online, we're not always 100% knowledgeable in every aspect, so it's kind of nice that anybody can answer anybody's question. That's what a community is, if you ask me. So I don't really want to make it private DM mod threads. Wah. All right, let's do that. So I think we do have some state that we need to manage here. I'm just gonna make sure I'm not on the hook for something here. Yeah. Okay. So the state that we need to store, like list of Discord users, associated gadget apps error, support private, support notes, most recently used app. Right. List of auto generated replies, if it was accepted or not. I think that's it. Okay. And then you may ask, why did I type all of this out? And the reason is Gadget knows how to make an app based on English. So this is the feature that we've been working on for a long time now, which is we call it the Summoner, codenamed Summoner internally. But what it is a prompt box that lets you summon a whole full stack application, with one big old button click. So I'm just going to type this in or paste this in. I want an app Discord bot that helps my company support staff track which users answer tickets quickly. Requirements. And then what did I say? Implementation plan. Implementation plan. I'm just going to let this thing cook and we'll see what it comes up with. Discord bot helps support staff answer tickets quickly by collecting relevant details from customers. Yeah, perfect. I think we're not building a Shopify app, which is one of Gadget's bread and butters. We're building like a non-Shopify app, so that's correct. Guess from you, and then this selector here is kind of how much of Gadget's auto-generated authentication system do I want to drop in. This is a big criticism I have of a lot of the other vibe coding tooling is like they build something fake. You have like 10-20% of the project done by the time it sort of spits the thing out. And then you need to go do all the boring stuff to finish your app just to like actually launch it. And like, great, cool, you got a sexy looking homepage. That was never the hard part. The hard part was making something like functional and secure and like implementing all the requirements that would allow you to ever actually charge money for it. So I love that we do this, right? We ask upfront, like some questions about the nature of the application that we're going to build and go off and build it. I want something more fun. Let's call it, actually, I think gizmo.gadget.app exists already. We'll call it Gizmo support. Gizmo is, I don't know if I have the assets here for it. We used to have him in Discord, but anyways, he's like our little, I don't even know what you call that, monster logo, like the Octocat from GitHub. Same thing as yeah. Oh man, my only Twitch comment, someone advertising cheap viewers. That's sad. How do I'm just gonna go banhammer this person. Just a minute. Ugh. Oh, I don't even have the login handy. Well, if anyone from Gadget's around, I would love it if you could log into the Twitch, delete that comment. Okay, so the Summoner has suggested a bunch of stuff for my app. I'm going to pick purple as my accent color, classic, some soft corners, and it's going to go off and build me the basics of my application. This user model that it's kind of pooping out here is like the base user model for our application. For us, this is going to be like an internal user, like a employee of Gadget, a staff. And then, yeah, the data modeler correctly identified actual Discord users are going to be a different model here. So what a model is in Gadget is a database table matched with a bunch of behavior, matched with an API. It's kind of like one button click to get everything you need to store some structured data, as well as actually like work with it on your front end. So you can see it made me, a support ticket, which I think is like a good call. And from my support ticket, I get these actions here. Yeah. It also made me some sample data. I guess in this case, this is maybe a bug or like a silly thing for Gadget to have done because we need to get the actual support tickets from Discord. But yeah, and then this onboarding stuff is also showing me that, okay, I've got a running front end here. My app lives at gizmo-support development.gadget.app. This is like the dev sort of URL where I can begin working on my stuff. And then the assistant has asked me, would you like to begin creating the index pages and build details form for each? I don't know. I don't think I do want to start with that. I think I want to work on the actual Discord bot connection stuff first. I just noticed I have a limited number of credits, and I want to make sure I put this on the Gadget staff team. So this is our like internal admin dashboard, very secret, very private, and it's on this team, which is staff. Okay, great. Oh, right. And then the other thing I was going to do is use some fancy new gadget features for this build so I can just get a sense of if they're working well or not. So this is one. This is like which data model we're using, or sorry, which LLM we're using under the hood to power some of these. Whoops, there's our preview dark mode support. Which LLM we're using for some of these responses. Most of the time we're using Anthropic for stuff, but we find that even though it's smart, it's kind of slow, and our users complain about that a lot. So we're testing out using this fancy, faster reasoning model in some positions for what we do. And then another one is the code generator, which Kyle has been using. So I'll just do Kyle and Harry. Haha. If y'all have never seen this tool before, this is called LaunchDarkly, and it's a super good feature flag management system that I really like. So we'll use Sonnet 4 for the code generator, and then also for the top level agent. And Harry. This functionality is probably something we'll eventually like export or like make available to users, right, to allow them to sort of control their own model selection. But yeah, okay. So now we're using Claude 4 and Qwen. Maybe I'll just make sure that's working before I go off and do anything else. Build me a boot plugin that registers a Discord bot listening to the gateway API. Respond to incoming messages. Let's see how this does. Nice. What I love about Gadget's like approach to vibe coding, or I guess just coding in general, is that we're fusing the model's like ambient knowledge of the world, like the fact that there's this Discord JS package and that it knows how to connect to the specific gateway API, and that means it's like very general and very like rich. Yep, I want to apply that. Aha! And now Gadget's asked me to fill in some Discord bot stuff. I don't know what a guild is. I bet you I'm about to learn. Anyway, sorry. We're fusing the ambient knowledge of the world that comes from the model's training with a bunch of functionality that Gadget is specific about, right? Which is like we know exactly how to add packages to a Gadget project. We know exactly how to add these like environment variables to a configuration. Here, let's move along. Okay, create the plugin. Maybe while it's doing that, we'll go to the Discord developer portal, make an app. Yeah, that's Gizmo. That's who I was talking about. Maybe I'll just make a new one. Gizmo support Gadget. I am indeed not a robot. Right. Okay, I think this is the one that's going to be the development version of the app because we need sort of two, one for me to mess around with, and then one to um, actually ship in production. Actually, I don't need to fill this in for the dev one. But I think maybe what we can say is the interactions endpoint will be development. Right, and this is like a web URL to my live app that's already on the internet, like ready to go, easy to consume from at API interactions. I haven't made this route yet, but I'm just filling that in, so it's a little placeholder. Okay. Oh, it couldn't be verified. I guess I can't do a placeholder yet. Okay. Users can't install this. Just guilds can. That makes sense. I don't really care to do OAuth yet. We'll have to figure that out in a minute. Ugh. Then yeah, we need a bot user. Maybe I can just steal the this beautiful icon from here. I think this is it. I steal this URL. Oh, that's horrible. What was that? Size 512. Can I make it bigger? I can. Make it even bigger. I genuinely forget where to get this image from our internal system, so I'm just gonna. Thanks, Discord. There we go. Perfect. All right. So, what has the assistant done over here for me? I don't think that we want a hard-coded guild ID, do we? Or like a token? I guess. Me tend to install my Discord bot into only one guild. What Discord authentication style should I use? Where do I get the token? Bot token authentication. Oh, marvelous. OAuth schmoauth. Oh, URL generator. But okay. Ugh. Thanks, Gadget. Bot. I have a bot. Very good. I don't see a token. Oh, okay, great. I'm just gonna do this off screen real quick. What? Discord bot token, confirm. Very good. I filled it in there. And then bot permissions it wants me to do. It makes sense that we need message content and members. message content. Yep. Oh, wait, use slash commands? Use slash. Oh, interesting. Because I think that was. Oh no, again, slash commands can only send ephemerals to themselves. Manage messages. Send messages and threads for sure. I mean, we're probably going to want to do that eventually. I don't know what those are, but I think I might need it. Moderates members, yes. Yes. Great. It's a powerful bot. I trust your judgment, Gizmo. I really do. Okay. Get your Discord guild ID. User settings. Advanced. User settings. I don't see an advanced. Oh, app settings. Developer mode. Great. Ha ha. Thanks once again to the assistant. Where did my this go? Oh. Save that. Okay, cool. Let's stop doing this nasty double tab thing. Okay, great. So now we've got those environment variables for configuration. Now let's look at this code and make sure that this all makes sense. So what a boot plugin is in Gadget is a kind of like, it's not a route or an action. It's not like a discrete event that happens kind of every time an API call is made. Instead, it is a ambient thing that happens once on server boot and then kind of can last forever. So in the case of a Discord bot, it's got to like listen to events from Discord forever, right? Excuse me. The gateway API is like a WebSocket, and so you have to sort of be ready to receive messages at all times. But they call you not over HTTP; they call you over this WebSocket. So this looks like kind of a base harness for a Discord bot. And yeah, okay, why don't we just accept that and see if it works. So here's our Discord client. This async function is how boot plugins work, is they kind of get past a server and they sort of boot up. Here, let's make this a hard error because if we don't have a token, this whole app doesn't work. Also, frig, I hate the models are so like, someone prompted them once to be like, never do anything without wrapping a try catch. And we've added so many prompts to tell it to not like handle errors. In Gadget's case, errors in boot plugins are like fatal, right? You can't really progress if you haven't succeeded. Also, why don't we just do this out here? That's silly. Client. I think the AI is just trying to be like convenient, but whatever. And we don't really need a global reference. Cool. We're successfully connected. Very good. I don't want this try catch. Very good. And then let's go see, is it actually working? There it is. Haha! Discord bot is ready and listening for messages. Amazing. Okay. Shit, I guess that means it's maybe posting to the Discord. Ugh, I need to make, Luke in Discord's asking me why there's no dark mode. Here, Luke, I will put you, or I'll put my app in the dark mode and you'll see how busted it is. This is why we're holding out, because we just haven't finished it yet. We've been sort of, the way that we've been doing it is we've been trying to pick off like individual bits of the UI, but you can see we're not done yet. And it's just like, the issue is we have exactly one designer and like about 4 product devs working on all this like scope. And so people fix stuff as they find it, but it's taken us for forever. Anyways, that's why we don't have dark mode yet. What I'm gonna do is make a different gadget guild, maybe, or maybe a different testing channel. How do I do this here? Does it get here? I'm just gonna break this for now. Oops, so that I'm not spamming our Discord with stuff. I really wasn't expecting that to work out of the gate. That's funny. Love to vibe code. Great, the boot plugin is setting up the client. It is working. How do I control? I literally cannot spell the word receive ever. I'm looking at that now and I'm pretty sure it's wrong, but I don't even know what's right. Sketcheteers are all Canadian as well. I did mean receive. Yeah, I did. Damn. Create channel filtering near the beginning. Right, okay. Great. Right. Okay, I don't really want all this stuff. The AI roughed in, it looks like a bunch of kind of Discord user management. It's trying to fix the client. But okay, let's apply that, and we'll just say up here, always, let's return. And that way we're not actually processing anything until I'm like pretty sure we're ready. And then I'm just gonna make a constant at the top here. Oops. Actually, yeah, let's use an environment variable so that we can kind of make it different between dev and prod. Where like my gadget app has 2 environments, right? It has this development environment where it's going to use one Discord app, and this production environment, it's going to use a different Discord app. And this, I think I don't want anyone in the Discord to be able to see, right? Like this is just for me messing around, but this one I do, so the support channel IDs are going to be different per, so that's why I'm going to use an environment variable. But I need to figure out what the thing actually is. So here, how about testing? Nick was asking, what is a model? I'm just going to make my own. Support bot testing. Oh, wait, I think we want this to be a forum style. How do you do that? Like our bugs here and help, they're not kind of free-for-alls. They are forums. So I need to figure that one out. Settings, you think it would be in here. Where? So embarrassing when you have to Google on stream. Oh, that's fucked up. Delete forum. Okay. Great. support bot testing, and then what is your channel ID? We'll do a CSV. And this is nice. This is, oh no, it's not nice. Settings. Yeah, I need to just do this. I don't know why that's undefined. That seems like a gadget bug, right? Like if I've filled it in, shouldn't it always be a string? I think so. I'm just gonna open my, nope, whoops. There we go. Oops. There we go. Okay. Put this over here. I've got my channel IDs. I'm gonna delete this try catch. Oops. Am I? I guess I kind of need one, but I think I'm gonna need like a utility, right? Where it's like every different event handler needs this like wrapper. So why don't we make a yeah. Actually, described JS. Do they have a thing for this? I don't think they do. So what I'm specifically concerned with is like every message handler that I'm gonna add to this thing um, is gonna be this async, right? So it's gonna go off and like process a bunch of stuff and like try to do a bunch of things. And if it errors, I think that might be what's called in Node an uncaught promise rejection, where nothing's listening for that error and gonna handle it properly. So I think I probably need to uh, why are you doing all that? There we go. Wait. What was it? Support channel IDs. Yeah, very good. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna make a wrapper here. Safe message handler, which is a I guess it should be generic over this. You are parameters if you should be right. Doesn't it though? Okay. Yes, it is. I think I need one more. wrapper here to type this properly. So what this is a generic function that takes in a function and returns a new function that just logs any errors that come out. I guess if I'm going to use Sentry, I'd probably do that like a Sentry dot capture exception or whatever the call is, but I don't have that set up yet, so I'm just going to leave this. Doo-doo. Add Sentry reporting. Very good. So you are a safe message handler. That means I can delete all this try-catch nonsense. Very useful bots, or very useful AI, but verbose is all heck. Okay, yep, we don't want bots. We want to filter. I'm just gonna, yeah, we'll leave that at the debug level. Yeah, cool. And then, sure, we can go find a user. Before I like dive in any further, does anyone have any questions or thoughts or concerns? Can I answer any things that are unclear about all this? I'd be happy to. Drop me a note in the chat. I'm glad that y'all can't see my enormous pile of cardboard that's just over here out of frame. I think you can just see the tip of one right there. Yeah. But no, it looks spick and span in here. I mean, tight ship for sure. Startup Thunder, notoriously clean homes. All right, let's see if we're actually getting messages from our white or allow listed thread here. Message received is what we should expect to see. I don't think I'm going to log the whole content like that. Maybe I'll do it after here. Gadgets logger object supports this like structured logging where it's much better performing to log these sort of JSON items instead of assembling these strings every time, because it can assemble the log entry quite a bit faster and use a lot less memory from these messages being static. Channel name, don't want that there. And then, yeah, I'll just put the content here for debugging for now. So what this is saying is, oh, what was that message.content? Yeah, we don't actually know what it is. Wait, what? Why are you any's? When there was no safe async handler thingy, that was getting typed right, but I think that it's a lovely TypeScript ism. Omit partial group DM channel message boolean. Omit partial message group. I'm not going to find that. I need to import you from type message. I'm pretty sure that if I keep streaming to everybody, I'm going to eventually go on an intense mission to make command dot work in Gadget, which it doesn't right now, which is like the VS Code shortcut for auto import stuff. I really miss it, and we're gonna be all over that. Let's just do this down here so that we have all this stuff. I think that's still not typed right because I'm not using the whole type. Omit partial group DM channel. Okay. So but now I'm guarding it. Why are you yelling at me? I'm just trying to fix these type errors so that I don't forget about them and come back later. Channel. Oh, I guess I can just do this up here. Why? So this is squiggled because the name doesn't exist on type DM channel. But this TypeScript guard here is supposed to be convincing it that we're only looking at a specific kind. I think maybe I just need to alias it for silly reasons. Watch this. It's so silly. The type guard. Oh, here I was thinking I was smart. Well, how about this? Let's do what the AI would do. Moving along. I'm just going to make this structured. Name, channel name. Very good. And I'm just going to return here so that if I do break something weird with the channel filtering or whatever, I don't like super break all of Gadget. Or all of the Discord, rather. Okay. Now let's see. We're connected and listening to messages. Weird Gizmo. I make a new post. Hello. Hi. Post. Did we get a message? Aha, we did not. That seems bad. So we're definitely ready and listening for messages. Do I maybe need to add it to the channel? Or, oh, I probably haven't completed the install. All this nonsense. Okay. Go to OAuth 2 URL generator. You folks use Rectangle, this thing, the best thing in the world for just like the nice Windows-isms of like dragging a window to a specific spot to make it a specific size. So good. Okay. OAuth 2 URL generator bot. Yep. We need that probably. Members read for sure. Messages read. Presences read. Where's messages write? Is that a thing? What's the difference between all this stuff down here? Jesus. I don't know, and I don't really care. So let's just give it most of what we need. Okay. No voice permissions yet. Guild install. This really wants a redirect URL, which I guess I need to add. Gizmo support gadget.app, the home page. Perfect. Save that. And Please enter a redirect URI, but I have. Oh no. Okay, bot. Sad. I'm not sure what those are, but let's go with it. Please enter a redirect URI. I would really like to. When I click this, it doesn't do anything. Select. Aha! Aha! This is my brother's server. Am I about to be the proud owner of a working Discord bot? I think I am. That's our redirect URI. Dope. No route. Okay, let's try making a new thread. You gonna get sent a message there, Buster? How about debug? Maybe I need to reconnect when these things happen. Or did my token change or something? Error, invalid scope. Oh, I don't think the grant worked. Perhaps. Maybe I'll just take away this stuff. See if this works. You'd think that they wouldn't redirect. What is this? Invalid scoped. Okay. Help. Huh. Nice. Go away. What did it say? Bot and applications.commands. Okay. Let's pray that the gadget assistant knows what's right. Ha ha! Did we get some logs? No. Oh, wait, was I? I think because it's private, I may need to do that. Oops. Ah! Very good. Message not in the support channel skipping. Not what I expected though, because we put that support ID in there, right? Discord support channel IDs. Oh, but I might have not set it again after I had to recreate it. When I messed up the type. It's 3025. Oh, no, that's right. Okay. Time to turn to our trusty old tool content.log or console.log. Channel ID is, oh, I bet you it's like a numeric versus string thing. Like this one is a, oh no, it says it's a string, and this is a set of strings. Let's see. Hello. Support channel IDs is empty. Oh, also look, these are like not the ID. I think this is this whole thing about how threads are actually channels. Uh, how should I adapt my channel filtering to work with forum channels where each thread has a different channel ID? I bet you there's just a different property. So see this kind of hitch in the assistant? What that was is actually it generating all of this content under the hood, but Anthropic doesn't stream it to us until the last element here because we're using under the hood like an LLM tool call. Very annoying. Their docs say that they're going to fix it at some point, but they haven't yet. I think if we weren't using like a JSON tool call to collect this content, we'd be in business, but yeah. Okay, what do you want to do? Sure, refactor that. Sure. Wait, where did those helpers go? That's just broken, dude. Uh, I think that might have been an error from this feature that we've been working on that we haven't shipped yet that we're calling reviews, where you'll see it when the next sort of diff pops up here. But we're trying out a tool that type checks the generated code immediately after it's been generated and then does another pass with the LLM to fix it if there were any type errors introduced. And I think I saw the helpers there and then they like disappeared at one point. Yeah, there they are now. This is the quick review thing you'll see here. So if I view the changes, the quick review didn't change it, but if it was, this button would turn into a uh, accept the new changes situation. Okay, so we have a is channel allowed helper now. Right, and some nice checks. Is this necessary? Nope. Nice. Maybe that's the type checking I should have been doing earlier. Look at it. Look at it. It's building these nice descriptor objects. That's very convenient. Okay. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. And damn, and the diff focused only on creating the helpers. Whoops. I wonder if this is weird Claude 4-isms. I don't know if y'all joined the stream a little late. I'm testing out some new features of Gadget Under the Hood, which use Claude 4 instead of Claude 3.7, which was announced earlier this week, and a faster reasoning system. Okay, let's run with that. I don't really care to check that every time. And I also think I'll just do check like this. Message is not in the support channel. There we go. I don't really care about the check result if it works. Oops. Let's make sure it's working. Hello. Nope, not in a thread. Okay, we got message received for the top level thread. But then if I make more messages, oh, now it's working. Okay, I think there was just a delay in the restart. See all this gunk in here? This is Gadget auto reloading my app every time I make changes to it, and I think I just beat it somehow. Great. So I'm now getting messages. I don't see the content. Oh no, there's my content. Let's say foobar. Right. Okay, great. So now let's work on deciding if we need to ask the question about the app name or the trace IDs. I think like this user stuff sounds useful, but I don't super care about it right now. So let me make a helper down here. You know what? I'm just going to delete that. We'll do that later when we actually want to do it. And then this roughed in like check if it's a support request. I don't super care about. I think we're just going to assume every request in any of the support channels is indeed a support request. So that's cool. Now it's time to do some freaky AI stuff. So if this is the first in a new thread, that requires knowing the app name and, for example, trace IDs to debug. The message doesn't have this information. Ask the user to provide it. Yeah, okay. I think we're in business. So, oh yeah, did you see that? 2 = 1 plus. Hey, look at that. See that little gray thing? You see this? This is another upcoming feature which hasn't been relaunched yet, but I'm really excited about. It's what you're used to. It's the classic Copilot, but it's hard. It's hard and annoying to make it fast and good and whatnot. So let's. How do I identify if a message is the first message in a forum thread? Creates a forum post versus to. Oh yeah, I'm also going to go to make myself a new project here. I'm just going to do this off screen, lest I need to paste something sensitive. Sorry. What do you want to do? Yeah, sure. I have no idea if that's right, and I don't care. We're going to find out. I'm now going to turn on gadgets OpenAI connection, which just makes like an easy way to uh, connect to OpenAI and do AI stuff. I'm just going to paste my key in off screen here. And now we're good. And that'll give us a nice, easy OpenAI client all set up and ready to go. I hope it added it here. Yeah, there we go. And it's running Yarn to install it. So is forum starter thread message says if you're not a thread, right? If the parent is a forum channel, I bet you that's not needed because of the type check as well. Nice. If is forum starter message. Oh, that's already the Boolean. We need to I guess the first LLM call that we're going to make kind of asks two questions. It's, does this ticket need identifying information to be answered? And the reason that I think we need to ask that question is like some people might ask questions like, how expensive is Gadget? Or can Gadget support big commerce applications? And you don't really need to ask about an app to answer that question. The answer is kind of contextless. But if someone's like, oh, I need help with my app specifically where I'm getting this error, it's very contextful. So yeah, expect message for identifying information. And I think this file is starting to get kind of big, so I'm going to make myself like a lib folder here. And we'll do identifying information.ts. Here we'll do, what did I call that function? Expect message for identifying information. That's a bit of a mouthful. And that's message from discord.js. I think we'll also need connections from Gadget server, which is where our OpenAI client will be. And then the other thing I kind of like to do is I like to put like LLM prompts in their own file, just because they're so huge that like they kind of muddy up the code, I find, a bit. So we'll do expect if identifying information. How about identify missing identity information prompt. Okay, time for some prompt engineering. You are a support agent working with the Gadget oops. guess I need more context here. Gadget is app development platform that hosts user applications in both development and production. Which application the user is working on. Billing or why a bill questions about sorry for making y'all watch me type all this out. Building specific kinds of tools. What else? Maybe we should go look at the Discord just to see what kind of help people are asking for. Right. Questions about configuring an application correctly or getting auth installs to work. Errors, type errors. There's a gadget provided functionality like syncs and or registration. What I'm trying to do right now is just sort of tell the LLM what I would do for the questions so that it's not going to make stuff up. How to activate Sentry profiling. Questions where the user is insinuous why something that was working is no longer working. If the support ticket requires knowing which application the user is working on, examine the ticket before this information. to a gadget app should almost always look like some app, gadget app. Almost always subdomains of gadget.app. Users may provide this in strange or incomplete formats, like sometimes with a double dash to describe which environment working on. Okay. Report if the app identity is required to. Actually, I feel like I'm not grounding this in like what the human's actually going to do, so I want to explain that a bit better. This application identity is required. We'll message the user to ask, try to extract it automatically, and if it's not present, we'll message the user. User's application to inspect it. We do know the identity. Okay. Report if the app identity is required to answer the ticket in your response, as well as if the app identity is already known from their message. Okay, that was a lot. Let's make it work. I want to use an OpenAI tool call for this. Which I think means I need the tool calling library. Where's my handy dandy TypeScript? Yeah, I think I need Zod, right? And I want strict. Okay, let's let the assistant cook on this just for a second. Let's maybe make a new conversation. Given the prompt lib API lib prompts.ts, make this function call the OpenAI API using connections.openai with a strict tool call to collect information. Okay, so let me explain a little bit what all these little bits are. So I want to use the latest and greatest LLMs from OpenAI to make this work. And what I'm asking the LLM to do is to take whatever weird text content the user sends at us and extract some structured information from it. And I'm asking for two pieces of information. One is whether or not we need to know the app identity at all. And then the second piece of information is if the app identity is already contained, if we do need to know it, if it's already contained in the uh, uh, response or the initial message from the user. And that structured information, I don't really want to just get back in text from the LLM API. I need to get back a reliable, nice JSON object that I can use, that I can kind of, use to guide my more procedural business logic in here. So I'm not just going to have like the AI like spam the user with whatever it wants to do. I'm going to have it sort of do this, this structured assessment. Oops, I think I ended this share by accident. Let me fix that. Whoop, there we go. Zip. So, yeah, this is what we're talking about. Doing a chat completion. I'm going to change that. There's my prompt coming in. There's the user. Then, yeah, we're going to pass in a tool. I don't really want to parse it all, though. Is there a more automatic way to use the OpenAI API to invoke the tool and do the parsing automatically? Should we use Zod instead? So Claude 4's knowledge cutoff is like 2 months ago, which is super dope. Like many of the models are stuck in like 2024 or like sometimes 2023. So I'm going to hopefully lean on Claude here to do its thing and like use the newest, latest, and greatest sort of calling styles for OpenAI. Let me see if I can find the docs for it. Zod strict. Zod. Nope. Nope. Ugh. Well, let's see here. I know that like Zod to JSON schema. I've had to use this thing. I guess, yeah, it doesn't even, I guess, have to be a tool call. You can use like the structured output too. Structured data extraction. What is this Zod text format? I've never seen that before. I thought this is new and strange, but okay. Right. Structured outputs is the evolution of JSON mode. Oh, there you go. Response format JSON schema is not supported anymore. So we want this text format type JSON schema. Okay. Ship it. Yeah. It's not really getting it right, but let's use this as a start. Okay. I don't want this. And Zod knows how to do this itself. And what's this email phone number garbage? Oh, weird. This is a fail. I think the file content of the prompt, or like the original prompt, somehow got lost. right? Like this AI produced something kind of useless that has something to do with like what I was working on. So I'm going to, how do I get a link to this? Whatever. Assistant dropped context. Whoops, that's a bug. Because I know what I'm doing on Monday. And I don't want all this gross error handling. I think what I want is this pretty much. This is what I wanted, this like response.output parsed thing. Because what that does is automatically handles all the JSON parsing, all this like nonsense. Ooh, I didn't even know this API existed. Where are you, Any? Hello. What the fuck? It's gonna take a minute. Type go to definition broke after a long session. Also poopy. Why is there no? Yeah. Huh. There it is. Let me just debug this real quick. So I'm confused because I've definitely added the connections.openai. And if I like go to the gadget docs here, in the guides, and we go to plugins, OpenAI, like that's exactly how you're supposed to use it. Connections.openai. So something's wrong with the type generation, I think, where that's not getting generated. So I'm just going to cheat here and go into like the gadget backend for this app. Click this converge packages button. What that does is kind of regenerates all the automatic type generation that gadget does. And let's see if that makes a difference. My guess is no. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Types not auto-regenerated. Not auto-regenerated. And adding the OpenAI connection. That's an easy fix. All right, so now I've got my OpenAI connection. This is all nicely typed. I need to add this, but they told me where to get that from here. Very good. And I want this identification info. And I want to return the result. See how much terser that is than the original thing? Yeah. Oh, not quite. Wait, why would you be null? I'm just going to make that an error now. Parsed. Error. And then this is all wrong, right? We want is the app identity required? And if so, the identity. So we'll make this instead a union of two objects. Yeah. What? we go. Identity required false, or z dot literal false. Yeah, which is to say, like, if the identity is not required, there are no other properties for us to need here. It's just false, all done. But if it's true, we do have stuff, which is the app domain string. And in both of these cases, they're required, which is the Zod way of saying, like, all the properties have to be present. And I'm going to add these little LLM handy descriptions that tell it, like, what the fields actually mean. App identity is required. No extra info is needed. What? Describe, maybe? Yeah, nice. Describe identity is required. And describe the app domain of the user's app without any HTTP prefix or suffix. So I'm just trying to get the actual app domain of the app out here in the structured information. Porting the name of the app present, strip any URL formatting, and just provide the domain. Users also have custom domains like company.com, but don't assume that any domain in the message is a custom domain. Only choose gadget app domains. Is clear from the context that the domain is the user's application. Okay. Great. So now we're getting if there's an identity as well as if there's a domain. We're going to use GPT 4.1 mini because it's cheap and smart. Oh, we're going to use whatever I called this monster. And this is the content from the message. Message content, rather. Prompts. Okay, I think that's going to work. Anybody have any questions about all this? Happy to rant at length. I've been doing a lot of AI development recently, so it's kind of fun to actually get to talk about it a bit. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to invoke this now in our spot here. This is just undefined, yeah. Import from, call that lib. Identifying information, very good. Sorry, I lost where the invocation is. There we go. Okay, and then if it does have relevant information, let's the identity is required. Oh, but this is nullable. Should be null. The user didn't provide apps also want to collect trace IDs. Array string. And what these are those like request identifiers, which just make it easier for us to hunt down the requests in question from the backend. Okay. So we've got this information being returned. It's probably broken somewhere that I'm not aware of yet, but whatever. We're gonna test if the next bit is working, which is messaging them back. So if not identity, oops, identity required, and not identity dot app, what do we call it? App domain. Oh, I falsed it twice. See, in this type error, it's false here and false here. That's why this type guard isn't working. Whoops. True. There we go. App domain. Right, and it'll be null if it's not given. Let's send a message. Send a message in the thread if the identity is required and it's not, has not been given, asking the user to apply with their app domain and any relevant trace IDs. Okay, assistant, it's time to shine. You know what I don't understand is that when we're performance optimizing our assistant, we care a lot about what we call a time to first token, which is in between when I hit enter on this message and when this token first starts streaming in. And it takes like 5-ish seconds for that to start for us for a lot. And we've profiled it a lot. It's usually the Anthropic API. It's that their stuff is like queuing us, I think. But then when they call back to us and we have to do these tool calls to kind of power the agentic stuff, you saw it, like the next reply after is quite quick. So I think like the queue is different for the first message and the next one somehow. I wonder if we could take advantage of that to make it always fast. Great. Thank you, the assistant. The vibes are strong. Okay, let's make sure this is all working and not crashing. And let's ask, oops, just making sure I'm not in trouble for anything. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, send a test message. How do I fix type error? Foo, it's not true in my app. Type error. So, oh, error in message handler. Huh. That didn't log right at all. Error. It was two stringing the error and not actually like logging it properly. But if we log it under the error key gadgets, like nice error formatting, we'll get the quotes right. We'll fix it. I think it's going to be really annoying to make a new thread every time, but I'm not really sure if there's a simpler way to test. Logs here cannot read properties of undefined reading Zod string. Oh. seems like a bug in OpenAI. Like this is within my call to Zod text format. Huh. That's exactly what I saw in the thing there. Just gonna make sure I'm using the most recent version. 4.13.0. It's pretty new. But yeah, that should have installed that, I think. Oh, it's probably because I'm Zod 4. Whoops. Zod just released their version 4 beta, and I don't think OpenAI is probably compatible yet, so I should be using Zod 3. And the fact that any human was supposed to be able to figure that out on their own is so insane. Software development is so broken. My God. Okay, we will let Yarn install that. Oh man, I shouldn't get the assistant to try it. Damn. Damn. Let's go prepare to submit a new thread. T. Are you done? Rebooted. Very good. Invalid schemas for response format. Must be a JSON schema type object. Got type none. What? I'm just doing what's in your docs. Let's see if the assistant can fix this one. I think that it's maybe that it's a root level union, and I'm just kind of guessing. But yeah, let's see what the assistant thinks. But I'm just going to do my own thing, which is object result. And just, I think that it's just like a stupid limitation of OpenAI that the root level object has to be required. Or the root level schema can't just be something, it has to be an object. So let's try that. And then what did this do? Yeah, this remove the union, which is another way of fixing it, but I don't like that. Result. How about do it down here? So that my type is so nice and I don't have this like nasty wrapper in the output. Like what I don't want to have to deal with this dot result in other places. I kind of think this function should just deal with it. So yeah, let's see how that worked. Message received. But okay, I think I just need to log this. I think it didn't come back with what we expected. Checked if message contained app identity. Oops. So it did correctly identify that we have an identity required, but the app domain it gave back was a truthy string that was empty. Bastards. These computers do exactly what you tell them. Never provide an empty string. Indicate that the domain has not been provided. And then what we'll do here is do a const result, return result, and if the result dot domain in result app domain dot trim if it's empty after trimming, we'll fix it and set it to be null. Love working with LLMs. Okay, let's try once more. Oh, we got a reply. How did you get a reply? Oh, I guess it wasn't truthy. Like, right here, not identity.appdomain, not like JavaScript sucks, and not string is true. So this passed, but still, that's kind of garbage. So look at that. It worked. Let's try with a non-app identity required post. Does Gadget support connecting to Salesforce? Post. And in the logs, I think we should see identity required false. Ta-da! LLMs. It's working. Excellent. Okay. So we've got their app and trace IDs mostly working. Now we could do auto replies. I think I'm going to call it there, though, for now, for today. I have lots more to do, but I'd like to stream some more later this week. So I'm going to do that. I think the plan is probably to do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I will tweet out, and the Gadget Twitter account will tweet out when we're going to do more of these builds. So if you want to watch us kind of keep building this app and do the actual kind of draft response generation and whatnot, join us then. And then for now, I guess that's it. Thanks so much for coming and joining, and I hope to see you all back again, for the next one. And if you have any questions, if you're too shy to post in the chat, feel free to DM me on Twitter too. I'm always happy to talk Gadget, or on the Discord too, I guess. Always happy to talk Gadget and give people any help I can building their app. Thanks.